Atlanta News First Plus starts now with First Alert Weather.
Atlanta News First Alert meteorologist JD Disharoon here. As we take a look, we do now have our First Alert weather days for your Monday and your Tuesday. So it looks like the beginning of next week is going to be a little bit on the wetter side. The good news is, though, right now, it's looking like the vast majority of your Memorial Day weekend should actually be quite nice. So that's some great news there. What we have going on is we have a system that's slowly but surely making its way across into the southeast, and that's what's going to be helping us with our rain chances to slowly increase. But the good news is for your Saturday, mostly dry out there, just a few isolated showers and storms. Sunday, spotty to scattered, so slightly better, but mainly in the evening hours. So again, both days, don't cancel any plans just yet. And in fact, for Monday, I honestly wouldn't cancel your plans either, because right now, latest model runs are looking like maybe it's going to be more later in the day. In fact, evening hours, maybe before this stuff starts to arrive. And then Tuesday, though, looking like a washout. But I think most of us will have returned to the office by that point. Now, here's your First Alert satellite radar. Not a lot happening right now, so that's some good news. We're going to notice that the drying trend is going to continue as we head throughout the rest of the afternoon, really on into tomorrow as well. It's not until the weekend that we're going to start to see those changes roll in, and I'll have more information on that coming up in just a few minutes here on the stream. Now, the other story today in the weather world that was a big thing was the National Hurricane Center released their forecast for the 2025 hurricane season. So they're forecasting 13 to 19 named storms. So when we say named storms, we need anything that gets a name. So tropical storm, subtropical storm, and then a hurricane. Obviously, those winds are going to be greater than 74 miles an hour. We're going to be looking at maybe 6 to 10 of those for our forecast. And a Category 3 or higher is a major hurricane, and they're forecasting possibly 3 to 5. Now, when you look at all of this and compare it to the average, you'll notice this is slightly above average. So putting all that into percentages, it's looking like a 60% chance of an above average hurricane season, a 30% chance of a near average season, and a 10% chance of a below average season. Now, these are just for the storms. This is not an indication of any landfall potential or anything like that. This is just for the sheer number of storms that we have. And you can see here's the list of the names. First one is going to be Andrea, Barry, Chantal, all the way down to Wendy if we get that far. We usually don't, but you never know. We had a few back in 2020. We ran out of the list and had to go back to the Greek alphabet. So, you never know. Sometimes that can happen. So let's take a look at today, though. We're talking 85 degrees for the high. Very nice, low humidity. It felt good out there. Even had some gentle breezes, making it feel just like a beautiful spring day. Morning low right on track, 62 compared to the average of 63. And, we're still holding steady with gorgeous weather out there right now. I mean, take a look at this shot of Centennial Olympic Park. You got the aquarium there on the side, park into the background, downtown Atlanta here. And we're looking at 82 degrees. Dew point is 53. That is low for this time of year. And it just goes to show you how comfortable it does feel out there. Now, meanwhile, temperatures, well, when we have this lower humidity, you really see that pronounced effect between the higher elevations of North Georgia and the rest of us. That's why Ella, Jay, and Helen almost already in the 60s. But the rest of us in the upper 70s to lower 80s, almost a good 10 degrees higher than that. And we're going to notice these temperatures are going to fall as we head into the evening because of the lower dew points. I mean, look at this. Helen is at 47 for a dew point. You can see that light blue color up there indicating very dry air. Most of us in that little green category, and a little more humid, though, down to the south where we have a dew point of 57 in Thomaston and a dew point of 57 in Eatonton as well. Now, our temperatures as we head to the evening hours, again, dipping back into the lower 60s here in the perimeter. Outside the perimeter, we're going to be looking at mid to upper 50s, so a very comfortable start with that lower humidity for your Friday morning commute. Overall, a gorgeous start to the day. Maybe a few clouds out there, but nothing really in the forecast until we get into the weekend with those rain chances. So we're looking at a low of 61 in Atlanta, 60 in Covington, most folks in the 50s, 59 in LaGrange and Gainesville, 56 in Canton, 58 in Carrollton and Rome, and Blairsville flirting with those 40s for your Friday morning. By tomorrow afternoon, more of the same that we're seeing today, maybe a degree or so cooler, but otherwise should be roughly the same with low humidity, upper 70s to lower 80s, and maybe some mid 80s the further south you go down near Thomaston and over into Eatonton. So here's the big picture. This is remember I kind of told you I was going to explain exactly what's going on this weekend. So tomorrow for Friday, high pressure still in place across the southeast. That's keeping us dry. It's keeping that front down to the south. Well, the high moves as we go into the weekend towards the Atlantic, and that front will slide up, and it's going to act like a little conveyor belt for energy to move along. And when it does, it's going to help to spark off the chance for maybe some showers and storms. Again, I want to emphasize we are not talking about a washout this weekend, and I would not cancel any of your outdoor plans. As we head into Monday, though, that cold front back out to the west will slowly start to work its way in. The closer it gets, the more likely we are to see those widespread showers and storms. I think most of our morning plans on your Monday are going to be fine. So if you're going to be heading out to any remembrance ceremonies for Memorial Day, especially in the morning hours, I think you're going to be fine. Afternoon, maybe have the umbrella. Evening, definitely have the umbrella. We're going to be noticing widespread showers and storms rolling in late in the evening and into your Tuesday, which is why both of those are first alert weather days. But until we get there, though, enjoy your Friday. It is our Braves on Gray Day, so if you're heading out to Truist Park, beautiful baseball weather. In fact, picture perfect. Upper 70s, lower 80s, low humidity. If you're not, you can catch the game on Peachtree TV. And then heading into the weekend, those lower rain chances for Saturday. And then Sunday, a 40% chance. So it is a little bit elevated, but honestly, we may have the chance for a few isolated morning showers and then a few passing showers as we head into the afternoon. Remember, we have that front on top of us, so these little impulses of moisture are going to come through. But notice not a lot of rain for Sunday, just enough to kind of elevate the rain chances with pop-up showers and storms. Now, going into Monday, that's our first alert weather day. Holiday for a lot of folks who will be off of work. And you'll notice we start the day off on a little bit of a dry note, but by noon, and especially into the afternoon, rain chances start to become elevated and more widespread as we head into the evening and on into the overnight hours of Tuesday. And in fact, your Tuesday is going to have the best chance of rain, all the way up to 70%. You'll start the morning off for that commute very wet with rounds of rain already in place. It'll continue until we get into the noon hour, and then hopefully start to fizzle out as we head into the evening, but could linger on into your early Wednesday. So still a 30% chance of rain there. And then by the time we get into Thursday, we're going to be talking about 84 degrees. Showers, maybe. I think most of that, though, should start to move on out. Otherwise, I think really the best chances of rain are going to be on that Monday and Tuesday, hence the first alert weather day. So otherwise, I hope you have a beautiful end of the week and enjoy your extended weekend for those of you who are out there. Let's also just kind of remind you why we have the weekend in the first place. So, if you are heading out to those remembrance ceremonies, just remember, we're going to be looking at that on Monday morning, staying for the most part very dry. Other than that, have a wonderful end of the week.
Stay up to date on your latest weather from the largest team of meteorologists in the Southeast. Download the First Alert Weather app for hour-by-hour forecasts and join us every weekday at 11:30 a.m. on ANF+. You can also text WEATHER to the number on your screen, and we'll send a link directly to your cell phone.